Hello and welcome to the next video in my LEC Winter 2023 preview series. We're going to cover Team Heretics in their debut split. This is formerly known as Misfits. There's been a lot of movement. They only kept one player from that Misfits roster, which is Mursa. Last year, Misfits went 22-14. Heretics went 20-16 at the ERL level. Their coach is Peter Dunn, who was working with EG before this. He's been a coach or GM, analyst, all that sort of stuff in Brazil, in China, in Europe, and North America. He's been around the block. He's for what he's credited for on Leaguepedia, he's 67-50 as a coach. Now, the movement for this team. So, Misfits. Irrelevant is gone. Irrelevant went to SK. And they brought Eevee in from Japan. Yes, this is a Japanese import. Eevee from DFM. DFM, the longtime dominant team out of Japan. Yankos from G2, the future Hall of Famer, if there was a Hall of Fame. He is there. And Shlatan is back in the ERLs. Ruby has been signed from Unicorns of Love Sexy Edition from the ERLs, and Vethio went to XL. Neon went to Vitality, and they signed Jack Spectra in his place to play bot lane. This team's average age is 24 years old going into the year. So Eevee at 27 years old put up a 7-1 KDA, 8-1 CS per minute, 53.6 KP, 616 damage per minute, 24.8 damage share, 20.7 gold share, 16 solo kills in 21 games. He played 13 different champions. Gnar was the vast majority. Well, not majority, but was clearly the most played. A lot of champions he only played once. He played like 4 champions twice or something. That's why they're not on there. With DFM, they win most of their games. So, like, what's the tiebreaker for these champions with such limited information? Nevertheless, though, Eevee is noted for his Urgot, for his Mordekaiser at international events. He definitely goes outside of the box. This team and the way they formed it is very reminiscent of how Peter Dunn formed EG with a couple older players. They had Impact. They had Svenskeren in the beginning. And then they moved on to bringing in Vulcan at support. They had Jizuke. They had a lot of older players, right? Bang, for instance, when Evil Geniuses started. Honestly, Bang and Jizuke could have been before Peter Dunn. I know the Impact. I think Impact, the way they formed the team had a lot to do with the fact they had Impact on it. So the way I'm looking at Eevee and his stats, it's reminiscent of Impact. Like going 8-1 CS in a lower level region does not earn you a promotion to the LEC. He didn't die a lot, which is good, but he didn't mechanically like out-farm his opponents or really dominate. He was aggressive with solo kills, though. I'll give you that. And, I think that in the LEC, he is going to be interesting, to say the very least. Behind him is Aibo. Aibo is 25 years old and did very well in his ERL, and I'm surprised he hasn't had an opportunity. I don't know if there's an off-the-rift thing, but 3.2 KDA, 8.6 CS per minute, 58.9 KP, those are good numbers. Those earn you a look. 573 damage per minute, 27.5 damage share. He's a secondary carry in top lane. 22.2 gold share, 7 solo kills in 18 games, 9 champions played, Gnar, Kale, and Shyvana. If you recall the Shyvana phase and Kale phase from summer, Aibo enjoyed those. Yankos, 27 years old as well. Had a 4.2 KDA, 5.2 CS per minute, 74.8 KP. Not quite a carry as much as he's a facilitator now at this point in his career. The dog meta fit him well. He's able to do the job and do it to a high level. He's a great player. Now, we've been hearing rumors that Heretics were able to beat Vitality in scrims, which is interesting. 352 damage per minute, 15.1 damage share, 18.4 gold share, 3 solo kills in 18 games, played 9 champions. Trundle, Volibear, Wukong. I'm not surprised to see Trundle and Volibear on there from Yankos. Behind him is Blue Razor. Blue Razor at 23 years old. 5.6 KDA, 5.2 CS per minute, 70.8 KP. I mean, good KDA. Pretty average CS and KP. 256 damage per minute, 12-3 damage share, 18-1 gold share, 3 solo kills in 18 games, 7 champions played. Wukong and Viego, the bulk of that, or at least clearly the 2 most played. Ruby is 24 years old, getting an opportunity. They have played in the LCK and the LPL before. So this is not just a player that, didn't make it. I mean, well, I guess you could say they might not have made it, but they got their look in both major regions. Also played in the PCS as well. Had a 6-1 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 65-9 KP, so dominated the Prime League. 684 damage per minute, 29.5 damage share, 22.7 gold share, 12 solo kills in 18 games, 11 champions played, Victor and Ari being the most. So I expect Ruby to do well in mid lane, be upper half. If it was the LCS, he could be top 3 easily. Of course, I'm thinking of Vikla and Gory in the same conversation as Ruby. But we'll see how Ruby does against Larson and Humanoid and, of course, Caps. Zero, I'm going to go Zero here. 5-1 KDA, 9-2 CS per minute, 63-4 KP, 571 damage per minute, 26.6 damage share, 23 gold share, 10 solo kills in 18 games played, 9 champions picked. Ari, Corky, Lysandra were Zero's most played. These stats are nasty. They're even better than Ruby's at an ERL level. So, and the age isn't listed, so who knows? He could be pretty young. Honestly, he might pressure Ruby if Ruby doesn't show up in the beginning. I mean, there is some depth here where there is pressure to the players above them. Now, Eevee is not. I mean, it'd probably be wrong to screw Eevee like that and like bench him. But I could see Ruby, if something doesn't work and this guy continues to play the way he is in the ERLs, they could swap him easily. In bot lane, you got Jack Spectra. I have been outspoken about the fact that I think Flackid should still be on a team. I have said that I don't like Jack Spectra's stat line. I mean, but that is just an opinion. I've never watched him play. So I have said that we'll see how he does when he has to play. But statistically, I mean, compared to Exakick, his stats aren't as strong. So 22 years old, 5.2 KDA, 8.4 CS per minute, 61.9 KP, 552 damage per minute, 23.3 damage share, 23.3 gold share, 2 solo kills in 18 games, 10 champions picked, Jinx, Zeri, and Senna. Now, Flackid, at 21 years old in the LEC, I want to emphasize that because a lot of people give Flackid a lot of crap, and he's right now behind an ERL player who's actually older than him. A 6 KDA, a 9 CS per minute, 63.8 KP. All 3 of those are higher than Jack Spectra at a higher level of play. Now, KP is really just like team-based, but farmed him at a higher level of play. 537 damage per minute, 23.2 gold share. 23.2 damage share, 23.4 gold share. 9 champions in 18 games. Draven and Sivir the most played. We know Flackid was put on Senna and Seraphine duty. I've been outspoken that I've said that Flackid was an issue with G2. However, he was a rookie. It does not mean he's not good enough. The notion that he's not good enough compared to some of the players that have been brought up, I think, is Bush League. But I haven't seen the ERL players play. I saw a little bit of Crowny play before. I feel like these players are better than Karzi and Neon, but that's beside the point. So, we'll see what you do. I just think statistically you can't deny what the stats are. So at support we got Mursa. The support position is the youngest position on this team. At 20 years old, 3.5 KDA, 77.2 KP in his rookie year. 2.38 vision score per minute, 1 cleared ward every 3 minutes, 8 champions played in 19 games, Leona, Nautilus, and Renata. So he tried to play Engage in an Enchanter meta as a rookie alongside Neon. Not winning their lane often, that's why this vision isn't great. Marlin is the backup. 18 years old, 4.1 KDA, 76.2 KP. 2.5 vision score per minute, cleared over 1 ward every 3 minutes, 13 champions in 19 games. Renata, Yumi, Alistar, his most played. That's an interesting trio, huh? Renata, and then you got the cat and the cow. I mean, we'll see what happens with Mersa if they've got Marlin on a... Yeah, I mean, both bot laners are on a short leash. Mersa not as short as Jack, I imagine, because Flacket is a proven commodity to a degree, at least, where Marlin is not. But there's some interesting backups here on Heretics where these younger players and not as vested players in the LEC may not be there in summer, right? I'd like to think that Peter Dunn is going to let them kind of play it out, and he's not going to swap players in and out during the middle of the split, but who knows? He historically has done a good job, so we'll see what happens. This is definitely an odd team, though. You can't deny that. They've got a Japanese import. They've got, a Korean import in mid. This LEC team has 2 imports. I'm telling you, the LEC is not far behind the LCS in terms of becoming an import region. Just let it play out, and it's going to happen. So, and whether that's good or bad is up to you. I mean, I just think the best players should play. It doesn't matter where they're playing. Like the video if you like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube member, and thank you for watching.